solitude the majority of the time. I enjoy being around few people, but the few people who mean something to me, or a few people who I can get along with, mean just as much to me as being around a whole lot of people I don't know. So I got no problem with small crowds and just being alone sometimes. But yeah, I want to talk about how college has been for me. And before I started, when orientation, when I had to do freshman orientation, I was a real sort of, I don't know, I was real scared. I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know what was ahead, and I knew that I didn't like, big crowds and such things, but and I'm real, and I'm kind of a socially awkward person. If I'm not as much as I'm probably not as much as I was back then, but like back then it was kind of horrible. Events and stuff like we had to go to orientation. I barely said words to people. I barely could find anybody to talk to or anything like that. And it was one guy who was real cool, and he ended up being my roommate my second year. I still know him. He's a real good guy. But yeah, other than him, it was barely anybody. And actually, he was probably the only guy I even actually spoke to, that I actually know now during orientation. But yeah, it kind of creeped me out the night I had to stay there. I stayed and registered for classes next time. But when I got back home, and I had a month or so to wait until we actually began the semester. It was kind of horrible. And then my first few weeks, I hated it. I was coming home every weekend. I wasn't the person who was used to being away from home, but I was coming home every weekend. Not necessarily. Well, I wanted to be at home, but it was mainly the fact that I didn't have anything to do while I was there. But I won't jump that far right now, but so mainly I was always in my room pretty much studying the majority of the time. Either studying or gaming, or watching YouTube, or on my laptop just doing something. And I had more free time to do stuff like that back then. And then there was sometimes I used to work out my first year a good bit. But I'm finna start my senior year. But things have, with each year, the work has got to to the point where you kind of need to study more. That's if you want to keep high grades, you want to do good on everything. Some people can do it without so much studying, but I'm not that type of person. And I actually enjoy learning more, put more effort and time into it. But yeah, it seems like it's becoming more of a requirement over as time progresses. But yeah, and I guess I jump off and just talk about the speech, doing speeches and stuff, and that's one thing that I still find difficult doing. Like now, I'm majoring in computer information systems, and the past 2 years, yeah, something like that, I've been I've been taking programming classes, and it's funny because just like with everything else, it's gotten to the point where I need to spend more time programming, spend more time, on my laptop coding, and if I wanted to get the assignment, the project done, and I've been doing pretty good at that. This past semester, it was to the point, I thought the previous semester was crazy, but, not necessarily crazy, but just the fact that I was taking, 5 classes overall, and then having to study for those at the same time, and then come back to my room and program from 6 to 3 a.m. in the morning. That's what this previous semester has been full of. And overall, I sort of enjoyed it. Me and my girl, she'd come over and she'd hang out in my room. study and stuff like that right there. But yeah, and I'd be sitting there, going crazy when something doesn't. Not necessarily going crazy, but sometimes there's an aggravating night where you spend the whole night trying to get one single thing going, and then the night's almost over. Well, the night is over, and it's past 12 midnight, and you're finally getting close, and then you wake up in the morning, and then be like, oh, okay, this is what I did wrong, and you get it working then, or you make some progress then. But yeah, and I enjoy that sort of thing. That's why I enjoy my major, because like I get a chance to just focus on what I'm trying to do. And programming that's one of those things you gotta have kind of focus. And me being overall my the 3 years I've been here in college, I haven't really attended any social events or anything. And not because I've been so busy, at least not my first semester, just because I didn't want to then. But now it's just like somebody asked me, you want to go do this, or you want to hang out or something like that right there, and I'm like, or you want to go study for this in here in the library or something, and I'm like, well, I would, but I kind of got something to do, and I kind of pressure myself. It's like I'm always trying to do work, or I'm always studying or something, just because I want to keep everything, I want to do good and everything, I want to learn and all that sort of thing. Like I've done pretty good. I've only made average 2 B's in 2 classes over the 3 years. My second year is kind of crazy. My second semester kind of crazy because I had read a story a bit too early. No, I read a book, for Western Civ, and I read it too early. I read it like a Thursday, and the test was on Tuesday, and I got in there, and then I kind of forgot and screwed the test up real bad, and that probably what made me get a B in that class. Another year, I was taking another difficult class, and I thought that I was going to get an A in it. I thought I was going to get a B in it, so I put more time in and studied for it. And the class I thought I was going to get an A in, I made a B in. So there was kind of silly mistakes on me, and both of them were actually spring semesters. But besides that, I've been taking 5 classes per semester, and I have like a 3.93 GPA so right now. So I think that's pretty good. But yeah, when it comes to doing stuff like speeches, I can write great papers and everything. It comes to stuff like speeches, like I said, I'm introverted, and I can develop a good speech, I can practice it well on my own, but when it comes to saying it, I get dry mouth, and I call it cotton mouth. Get dry mouth, and get nervous and everything. I start shaking and stuttering a bit, and that's just been one of the things with me. I took speech my first semester because one of the other classes I was trying to take got full, and then I decided to take it because I wanted to try to deal with some of those problems early on. So that class, it really did help me, and if I hadn't taken it, I think I would have been further worse off. But it gave me a little experience speaking in front of people, which is one of the things I'm still trying to get better. I'm getting better, but I think the main thing is you just need to have the confidence in what you're doing. You need to know the material, and try to not blank out people, but try to show that you know what you're talking about. But yeah, and other than that, like I said, I haven't really attended any events or anything like that right there. I hang out with my girlfriend most of the time. She's the only person I really hang out with, and I got no problem with that because like I said, I've been kind of focused on my work or whatever. But I'm hoping that these final couple of semesters won't be as horrible. Well, not horrible, but like I said, I enjoy programming. I enjoy all of that. I really do enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. The difficulty that comes with it, I really enjoy it. Meeting deadlines, I enjoy kind of that pressure. It's hectic when you're in it, but it's just the pressure when it's going on that's kind of crazy. But when it's over, you look back on it and you be like, you enjoy it, and that's how I kind of feel about it. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of who I am, and that's kind of how college has been for me. And if you're an introvert, if you're an introvert, you're shy, and you're that type of person that kind of like to spend time alone and all that sort of thing. When you when you go when you go to college, when you first start, you may find it kind of difficult. You may kind of find it kind of scary and, you know, overwhelming, and be like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Or maybe you're not that type of person, but if you were, the thing you do, you just stick with it, you know, and over time you'll get used to it. You'll meet people, you'll, you know, develop relationships, and everything will sort of pan out for you in the long run. But yeah, that's kind of all I want to talk about in this video. It's Saturday, and gotta work today, and it's kind of funny because this is also my first job. It's just for summer, but you know, I'm blessed that I've finally gotten a job, and I've been trying for the past few years. But hopefully this will open a bit more doors for me. Hopefully I can get maybe an internship next summer, and, you know, get a little experience in my area of study, and you know, hopefully my career will pan out. But you know, you just gotta take it one day at a time. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching. If you watched this far, thank you for watching, and well, yeah, see you in another video. I haven't been putting out many videos simply because, you know, times have been stressed, and hopefully I can get this one soon. But yeah, so yeah, have a great day or night or whatever.